Hi, this is Robert Brown, aka BK9 from the Dog Pound. I'm here backstage at the 34th Annual Mississippi Delta Blues and Heritage Festival, and joining me is a true American icon and a living legend, the one and only recording artist, Mr. Bobby Blue Bland. How are you, Mr. Bland?
I'm doing pretty good, young man, and you?
I'm doing fine. First of all, let me say thank you for allowing me to take this time to have the opportunity to converse with you. Fans who follow my website at www.thebk9.net send me emails wanting to know what is Bobby Blue Bland doing these days. Now they will have the opportunity to hear from the legend himself. Now starting off, Mr. Bland, exactly where one?
Well, I'm originally from Rosemark, Tennessee. It's about 15 miles north of Memphis.
Okay, so Memphis is pretty much the place that you really got your start there.
Well, that's true, but I was by the way of Texas. Houston, Texas, with Don Roby at Duke Label, which the label started in Memphis at WDIA. And Don Roby bought the label from David James. And I went to Houston to Duke Label in 1955 and started recording. I had my first big record in 1957, Further On Up the Road.
So growing up, what type of music did you listen to, and who were your favorite artists?
Well, my favorite was B.B. King, a young man that caught my ear with his phrasing, his type of blues delivery, and I always listened to Jimmy Witherspoon, Arthur Prysock, Nat King Cole is the one I listened to for the diction, how to sing the blues and pronounce it the right way.
Hey, did you have any dreams of becoming a recording artist? And if so, how old were you when you first had the desire to become a singer?
Well, I started in the church, and I know you heard this before, but actually I started in the kitchen singing with my grandmother, spiritual songs, and from there to slipping out to the supper clubs, listening outside of the window, because it wasn't allowed in any club at all. And so I started listening to Mud Piggy, John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters, Big Joe Turner, those kind of people. And then I finally ran across B.B. King. And I thought that was it, you understand?
It's so ironic because I watched the film Cadillac Records, and it featured artists such as Muddy Waters, Little Walter, and Etta James, all who recorded for Chess Records. Now, I've done my homework on you, Mr. Bland. Is it true that you recorded for Chess Records as well?
Yeah, I did one record for Chess, and they didn't think I was qualified to make a good singer. And that was quite early in my career, and they were probably right the way they were thinking. But it takes time to become a good artist, you know, and to know how to record and know how to use your voice. Because I had the voice, but I didn't know what to do with it.
Okay, with that being said, exactly how did you get started in the music industry?
Well, I started in church, period. I know you heard it before. But I went to Houston in 1955 and met a fellow by the name of Don Roby. And they got me, Miss Evelyn Johnson got me in the studio. And they had some selections for me to do. And Joe Scott was the one that gave me my first lesson of recording. And he told me how to place things and how you're supposed to react in the studio. And so here I am today.
Now, I know you spent a little time in the Army.
Yep.
After your brief stint in the Army, when you returned to Memphis and began touring with Little Joe Parker, is that right?
Little Junior Parker.
Little Junior Parker, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I started driving for Junior Parker and B.B. King.
Okay. So it was during this time that you met your longtime friend and blues brother, B.B. King.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And he gave me an opportunity to do a little short club dates with him, 40, 50 miles out of Memphis. And then I got with Junior Parker, and I was with him for a good many years as his driver and singer, you know.
Wow. Did you two, you and B.B., back in the day, imagine that you all would have the success that you all have achieved today?
Well, I can't speak for B.B., but it's very surprising to be as far as I am today, and I'm very pleased with the public to accept my voice, you understand, to be out here today.
Okay, early in your career, you toured on the chillin' circuit like so many other artists in the late 50s and the early 60s. I read an article where B.B. King stated that his best times as an artist was spent on the chillin' circuit. Do you feel the same way?
Most definitely I do, because that was the fun part, and that was the one that they were really serious. They weren't pretending at all. They were very happy in their way for B.B. to be where he was, and for me to be trying to get in the position to get where he was, you know.
Okay, now some of your early hits was Father on Up the Road, I Pity the Fool, and Turn on Your Love Light. These records were being sold all across America. Were they considered blues songs when you originally recorded them?
Well, I would say they called it blues, but it was kind of a jazzy blues type thing. And it's according to how I was taught to sing, what made it what it is today. And I say Joe Scott was the one that taught me how to use my voice.
Okay, the reason I asked was because you was enjoying a consistent run on the R&B charts. As a matter of fact, your song Ain't Nothing You Can Do reached number 15 on the pop charts. And this is the same chart that included the Beatles and Elvis Presley. Now this is truly some impressive company. This had to be an exciting time for you, am I correct?
Well, I was happy to be anywhere at that particular time. Not because of anybody else, of the Beatles, which I give them all the respect in the world, because they were the ones that came over here from England and started taking the money from America, you know. So, but they were good groups, and Presley was definitely a good entertainer, and I knew him personally. He came on Beale Street and got what he knows today.
Really? So Elvis Presley can be considered a friend of Bobby Rublak?
Well, I would say that. I don't know how he would say it, but I would say that I had a chance to meet him before he was Elvis Presley, as big as he was.
Wow, didn't know that. Okay, in the early 70s, you recorded two notable R&B hits, I Wouldn't Treat a Dog and Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, with the latter being sampled by Kanye West and Jay-Z for his hip-hop album, The Blueprint. Now, this introduced Bob to a whole new generation. A lot of the younger generation didn't even know it was your song, but Jay-Z did acknowledge you and gave you credit and said that he was actually a fan of Bobby Blue Bland.
Well, you know what? I was very proud to hear that, because I didn't even think that Jay-Z was listening to anything like that. And he's the one that made me very proud of getting me the exposure to the younger people. And when I heard him doing that, I said, well, now, this really is a feather in my cap, you know, because I didn't even think that he was thinking in that vein, you know.
Okay, so with that being said, did Kanye or Jay-Z them contact you personally, or was this handled through your management team?
Like what?
the permission to sample your song?
Well, Jay-Z was big enough to permission from whatever record company I was with. And naturally, I wasn't going to deny it, getting somebody in that category concerned about my music. Well, then that was fell in my cap, I'd say, for him to even be talking about that type of music.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the hip-hop music, but I got much respect for Jay-Z for at least acknowledging.
He's the one that top of my list in that field, you understand? And when I heard that he had recognized my music, now I was very, very thrilled, you know.
Well, okay. Now, with all your success on the R&B charts and your numerous awards, what type of artist do you consider yourself? To be more specific, do you consider yourself a blues singer, a soul singer, pop singer, or a combination of all of them?
I'm a love singer.
A love singer, I like that. On several of your songs, I guess you would call it a pig snort. It has been very popular and is part of your act when you perform on stage. How did this come about?
What's that?
Yeah.
It's not done that way.
There you heard it, folks. I did it wrong.
It's done from your throat.
Done from your throat.
Not through the nostrils.
So it's not considered a pig snort?
Not really.
Okay, then.
The thing that C.L. Franklin did.
C.L. Franklin, really?
With one of his sermons, yeah.
Okay, and you just incorporated that into your music.
Right.
And it has been very receptive to the fans of this genre of music. I love it, though. Now, some of my favorite Bobby Blue Bland songs are Second Members Only, You Got to Hurt Before You Heal. Is there a song that you have recorded that you consider a personal favorite?
You got to hurt before you heal, and I'll take care of you, and I pity the fool.
Wow, I mean, it's good to know that you treasure you got to hurt before you heal, just like I do. Okay, I know you met so many artists. You mentioned Elvis Presley earlier, you know. You just said you didn't know him in person, but you did meet him.
Yeah.
You've seen some artists even that has passed on. Can you share with the fans worldwide your closest friends in the music industry? Wait, I take that back because that might be a long list. Can you tell me a couple of your female artist friends as well as your male artist friends that's in the industry?
Well, Nancy Wilson, Roberta Flack.
Roberta Flack, really?
Dinah Washington was my favorite.
Oh, okay, then. Well, you're really telling people about the genre of music that you really, really love. A lot of fans today love Denise LaSalle, Shirley Brown. Can we consider them friends as well?
Well, I would say Shirley Brown is one of the baddest ladies down here on the earth. And Denise, she has her own style, and she's a good friend of mine. And I wish all of them the best, you know.
Okay, well, that's good to hear, though, because, you know, their longevity still got them going along. What about some of the male friends that you met in the industry?
I met a lot of them, you know. But my favorite was Nat King Cole.
King Cole, really?
Yeah.
Why Nat King Cole?
Because he had so much going on with the way he pronounced things. His diction was perfect, and I wanted to get everything I could from him. We used to get our hair cut at the same place in L.A., and I got a chance to sit down and talk to him way before he died. And what surprised me, I didn't even know that he knew me, but he said, before we left, he said, I'm crazy about your feathering up the road. And that was a big feather in my cap, man.
Oh, man, I can imagine. Just to hear from Nat King Cole himself.
Yes, sir.
I can only imagine. Let's briefly discuss Malaco Records. This label has been a safe haven for such artists as Z.Z. Hill, Johnny Taylor, Tyrone Davis, Lil Milton, Lattimore, Marvin Sease, Denise LaSalle, Dorothy Moore, and Shirley Brown, who were very successful at the tail end of their brilliant careers. Is it fair to say that Malaco was a good fit for you as well?
Malaco was good for each and every one, but they had a lot of stipulations that I wasn't aware of, and thank them for the chance that they gave me on the label.
Okay, now it's time to do a little true and false with Bobby Blue Bland. You can just answer these questions simply, true and false. Bobby Blue Bland never learned to play an instrument.
Didn't need to, because I was always around good musicians. And first of all, I loved the tenor saxophone and guitar, but then I loved, at that time I had long fingernails. The guitar, you had to cut them off. I either play a horn, you could do a horn better than you could the guitar. So I guess some things are not meant for certain people. And I don't think that I would have been successful as I am trying to play one and sing.
Okay. Bobby Blue Bland was once a valet and driver for B.B. King.
Also Junior Parker.
So that is true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, last, Bobby Blue Bland loved all his fans worldwide.
Forever and a day.
And believe me when I say you, all the fans love you too. You are now entering a career that has expanded over 6 decades. Do you ever see yourself retiring anytime soon?
When the man called me upstairs, that's the only way that, see, anytime that you get paid for what you like to do, why quit?
Well, as a true fan, I hope to continue to enjoy the sounds of Bobby Blue Bland for a very long time.
I hope you do.
In closing, is there anything you would like to share with all of your fans all across the world?
Keep on loving me. Keep on loving me. We were meant for each other, and the love that you share is true.
Well done. Well, Mr. Bland, this has truly been a privilege and an honor to sit and converse with you so candidly. This is an experience that I will truly treasure and share with the fans of this genre of music for years to come. I am very appreciative. Thank you, sir.
Don't ever forget it, big man.